If I was to pick one thing that could change the industry, I'd say like there's a missing element, right, in the entire structure, right? And unfortunately, it's the element at the top, which is the most important element. It's what keeps the machine going. In a place like here, and I don't think it's because of being a developer market or anything, but the music is run by the artist, right? So every artist wakes up, I write my song, I go to the studio, I pay for my studio time, I call Miss Mandy, I go to the station, I take out my song, then I go to the, like, I'm in charge of making the music, taking my music to the people, doing all that stuff. So you end up like, by the time you're done, then it becomes big, you get a show, you make 100 G's, you have to now start paying people. Like the structure is not built to create a successful music industry. Like no matter how big we go, the system, like nobody will ever pay you $1 million. You know what I'm saying? You'll never make $1 million here. There's no show you'll do. You'll probably do 50 for Safaricom, but they'll make sure you can't do a show with anybody else. So it's like we are working in a lose-lose situation. It's like we're playing on a field with no goalposts. So like you can kick the ball around all you want, you'll be the fastest or the strongest, but nobody's scoring a point. You're not going anywhere. Some of the reasons our music doesn't cross over is nothing like big. It's just like it's bad. It sounds bad. It's not mastered properly. So a Nigerian song or a South African song will play everywhere because it just sounds like good quality. Like it will work for the Kenyan radio station because we have to play 60% local, so I'll play whatever you bring. But when it goes out there, someone's like, dude, I could hear the crack on that song. You know, like just forget about that thing. So those things will be improved, but it's not a problem that can be fixed by anybody who already exists in the system.
Yesterday I was on this panel with one of the with Sakaja, the head of the TNA chairman, and he's also like the head of the Young MP Politician Caucus. Sakaja is a friend for a long time, and so I was there giving him grief, and I'm like, oh Sakaja, how you punk us, like, you know, of course, that's what we do when we see government, we complain. Sakaja's like, forget you guys, you know, when we're passing the media law, I moved a motion in parliament to enshrine that 45% of local content, because when Tuju was former minister Tuju was in power, he had said, he had made a suggestion, they had brought this idea that 60% of content on all media should be local. But it was not enforceable, it was not gazetted, so it's a law that is not a law, right? So now Sakaja moved this motion and said 45% of all content has to be local content. It was among the things that they were back and forth on the media bill. The Media Council, Media Owners Association went and they were like, forget that, took that clause out, because for them it's like, if we have to do 45% local content, it means we have to buy content or we have to commission content to be made. Ask as a business people. For us, content is incidental. Our real business is selling advertising. So it's cheaper to get a Filipino movie than to give a Kina Miss Mandy money for their branch series. So they took that clause out. The thing is, none of us in the entertainment industry even knew that Sakaja had moved this motion. So none of us made any noise, none of us compelled them. And he said to me, nobody from the entertainment industry lobbies with us. Nobody. I was the only one in parliament who was talking about that. I had no support from the industry. None of you were lobbying your governors and your MPs. So the bill was that thing clause, it was taken out, and that's that. You know. And I think that part of the problem is on us, right? Because talking to him yesterday, the thing that I left the table with is, if we want things to happen, we do have some people on the inside who are aligned to us, but we're only going to be a priority when we take ourselves to the table to be a priority.
The system works, except for the artist, right? Everybody gets paid in the system but the artist, right? Music is moving in this country. Guys are getting those things, but it's bypassing the artist. So the issue is, how do you get the artist, the creator of that content, I'm talking about music specifically, to get part of that paycheck?